Hello my dear students, welcome to Teacher at Home. Today class we are going to learn the fourth chapter by the hands on the nature. Observe the pictures, sky scraping mountains, extensive plains, uninterrupted waterfalls, scorching deserts, extensive plateaus with hard rock terrain in various big and small valleys. How diverse the earth's surface is. The mountains, valleys, plains and plateaus, waterfalls etc. forms the various landforms on earth. Most of them have evolved through millions of years. Let us examine the various landforms, the forces behind their formation and their characteristics in detail. Landforms. You might remember the mention in the previous chapter that internal forces and external forces can make changes on the Earth's surface. The process that help in the formation of landforms are called geomorphic process. Varied landforms are created by the continuous process carried out by external agencies like running water, wind, glaciers, sea waves, etc. Hence, these glaciers are often called geomorphic agents. Glaciers, thick masses of ice slowly downhill in snow-clad regions. Such slow-moving masses of ice are called glaciers. Geomorphology. Geomorphology is the branch of geography which deals with the study of origin and evolution of landforms. Carries loose materials away deposits in low-lying regions. What changes take place in the surface of the earth are as a result of both the processes mentioned above. You have learned about the weathering process causing the weakening of the surface rocks on earth. The transfers of rock particles formed by physical, chemical or biological weathering process from one place to another by external agencies such as running water, wind, glaciers, sea waves is called the erosion. These materials will be deposited in low-lying regions and the process is called deposition. Now you might have realized that external forces cause both erosion and deposition. Erosion as well as deposition carried out by external agencies create varied landforms. Let us go through the various landforms created by such process. Along the river banks, rivers originate from the springs at high altitudes. Rills formed by rainwater may join together to form streams. A river developed through the merging of numerous such streams. The place of origin of a river is called its source, and the place at which it discharges into sea or water body is called the river mouth. Let us see some factors determining the flow of a river. Volume of water, rock structure, slope of the terrain, amount of sediments. The course of a river can generally be divided into three stages based on the difference in slope from its source to mouth. Upper course, middle course and lower course. Upper course is that part of the river where it rapidly flows down along steep slopes from the place of origin. Intensity of erosion is severe in this course. Middle course is that stage of the river where it flows through gently sloping foothills. As the velocity of the flow decreases, intensity of erosion declines and deposition begins. Lower course is the stage where the river flows through the plains. Rate of deposition will be higher due to the slow pace of the river and the increase in the amount of sediments during this stage. Upper course, place of origin in the river flows through steep slopes, intense rate of erosion, no deposition, landforms such as valley, waterfall, etc. are seen. Middle course flows through the foothills. Both erosional and depositional processes are active. Features such as meanders and oxbow lakes are seen. Lower course flows through the plains. Active depositional processes. Depositional landforms such as flood, plains and deltas are seen. You have learned the characteristics of a river right from the source to the mouth. Landforms created at different courses of a river are different in nature. Let us familiarize with a few erosional and depositional processes and the resultant landforms. River erosion. Velocities of water flow, slope of the terrain and rock structure are the factors affecting the intensity of river erosion. The rock particles like gravel, sand, pebbles etc. carried by the river hub against the rocks along the bed and both sides of the river results in the wearing down of rocks. Such erosion is known as the abrasion or corrosion. Through the process, the river can polish even the hard rocks along its course. Figure indicate the erosion alters the bed and the valleys of the river. Riverbed erosion prevalent in the upper course of the river. to the landform created by river. It is a deep gully formed as a result of erosion caused by running water. Deepening of rivers occurs through intense erosion resulting from an increase in the velocity of water flow. The valleys take a distinct shape as a result of the intensity of erosion along the river bed. Look at the shape of the valley. Formed in this manner, such valleys are called V-shaped valleys. Look at the given picture of a waterfall. Waterfalls are generally formed at the upper course of rivers as a result of erosion. Soft rocks are easily eroded in the valleys, where soft and hard rocks are formed intermingled. This results in the formation of waterfalls. The rate of erosion along the riverbed decreases as the river leaves in the upper course. However, the latter erosion dominates. The river flowing through comparatively gentle slopes take deviation when the sediments or rock forms create obstruction to the flow. Such bending course of a river is shown in the picture. Sinus curves formed along the river course are called meanders. Meanders are usually formed in the middle and lower course of wide rivers. Observe the transformation happening to the meanders through further erosion and deposition. Meanders may further curve through continuous erosion and deposition. Finally, the river takes a straight course. Due to deposition, the curves may be detached from the main river, form isolated water bodies. Such water bodies are called oxbow lakes. Our floodplains a boom. You might have seen the rivers overflowing their banks during rainy seasons. Flood water may cover extensive areas on both sides of the river. Deposition of alluvium along both the flooded banks may cause the formation of plains. Such plains are called floodplains. Many of the famous civilizations have taken birth along such as floodplains, are very significant as they are suitable for agriculture. Alluvial plains of North India. The North Indian plains, known as the backbone of Indian agriculture, is one among the extensive alluvial plains of the world. The Ganga plain is the most extensive portion of this plain, which occupies three main divisions: Indus plain, Ganga plain, and the Brahmaputra plain. Crops such as wheat, maize, pulses, sugar cane, jute, etc. are cultivated here. The region inhabited by a significant portion of the total population of India is the depositional plain formed by the North Indian rivers. Tributaries and distributaries. The streams and the rivulets formed into the main river are called the tributaries. Absence of slope and large amount of sediments close to the river mouth cause the river to bifurcate into various branches. These branches are called distributaries. You have learned that the velocity of the river decreases when it nears the river mouth. Most rivers branch out to distributaries at this stage where the volume of both water and sediment is high. The sediments brought by the river, they are deposited between the tributaries, forming almost triangular shaped landforms. They are called as deltas. This feature are called deltas as they resemble the Greek alphabet delta. Landforms, waterfall, course of formation, upper course, erosional deposition, erosional. You have seen till now is the erosional and depositional landform created by running water on the surface of the earth. You know that a portion on the surface runoff get percolated during the soil to form underground water. Most of the minerals present in the rocks get dissolved as water passes through them. This process called solution. Erosion by underground water and the subsequent formation of landforms are a result of solution. Let us see how this takes place. Landform created by underground water. Rocks like limestone easily dissolved in rainwater which percolates to form underground water. Hence, the erosional and depositional landforms of underground water are mainly confined to limestone regions. Such landform features are generally called karst topography. Let us look at a few landforms created by underground water. Given diagram is a sketch of a cave formed by the solution of limestone in underground water. The water with dissolved limestone in it drips from the roof of such caves. A portion of the mixture remains on the roof of the caves itself. These deposits of lime grows upside down due to this long continued process. They are called stalactites. The deposit of lime on the floor of the cave also grows upward as a result of the deposition from above. These are called stalagmites. Stalactites and stalagmites do merge together to form pillars. Now you might have understood that the limestone caves are formed by erosion, whereas stalactites, stalagmites, and limestone pillars are formed by deposition. Limestone pillars, stalactites, and stalagmites. The Boro Caves near Vishakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh is an example for limestone caves. The wonderful landforms have made the caves a tourist hotspot. Some coastal scenarios. Coastal landforms are created by the erosional and depositional process carried out by waves. Let us take a look at some landforms along coastlines. The steep hillocks facing the sea are called sea cliffs. These steep structures are formed by the crumbling of the sea-facing slopes due to wave erosion. Picture given is that of a sea cliff at the Varkala beach in Thiruvananthapuram district. The strong blast of sea waves on the rocky causes the wearing down of rocks. As a result of such abrasion by waves, isolated rock pillars are formed from coastal rocks. Such pillar-like rocks standing upright along the coastlines are called stacks. Given is that of the stack formed along the coast of Thalassery in Kannur district. Beaches are formed as a result of the deposition of waves. Beaches are depositional landforms along the coastlines formed with sand, gravel, etc. You might be aware of the tourism prospects of a few prominent beaches in Kerala like Kovalam, Shangumugam, Varkala, Cherai, Kozhikode, Moopilangad, etc. Now, try to get first-hand experience of the diversified coastal landforms along the extensive coastal line of Kerala during their study tour. Along the sandy stretches. Look at the picture, list the features that distinguish desert from other places. High temperature. Landforms created by wind are mostly seen in deserts. Observe the picture, you can see the removal of sand particles by strong winds. The strong whirlwinds carry away the dry desert sands from one place to another. This process of wind erosion is called deflation. As a result of the continued erosion caused by sand and other rock particles carried by strong winds, rocks in desert get worn down. This process of wind erosion is called abrasion. It shows here of the rock formed in this manner. Such rocks, seen in deserts resembling mushrooms, are called mushroom rocks. Sand dunes formed in the deserts are as a result of deposition of wind by wind. Sand dunes, commonly formed in crescent shapes, are called bergkans. On the snow-clad mountains. An extensive snowfield is shown in the picture. Such snowfields are formed by continuous snowfall extending over years. The snow-covered mountains extend over vast areas and have kilometer-thick massive ice sheets. These slowly crawl down from the regions of their formation. Such slow-moving mass of ice is called glacier. Sand and other soil particles, rock particles, are also carried down by the moving masses of ice. The rock particles spike to the bottom of the glaciers, rub against and polish the surface over which they move. This causes the formation of various glacial erosional landforms. Glacial landforms are generally confined to the high mountain ranges and the poles. The movement of a glacier along the mountain slope is depicted in the given picture. Observe the changes occurring to the valley at different stages. Different types of valleys as shown in the pictures are formed by glacial erosion. Armchair-like valleys so formed are called cirques. Erosion caused by the continuous movement of glaciers along the valleys carved out steep-sided and flat-bottomed U-shaped valleys. Sediments carried down by the glaciers will be deposited in various parts of the valley. These depositional features by glaciers are called moraines. Observe the diagram and identify the various portions of the valley in which moraines are formed. Along the side of the valley, the landform you have familiarized are those created by erosional or depositional work by external forces. There are a number of other landforms as well as on the surface. Elevated regions are leveled down by erosion and low-lying regions are filled by deposition. These processes they are called degradation and aggradation respectively. The process together are generally called degradation at both levels the surface of the earth. Surface of the earth is subjected to continued changes due to various external forces. Some of these changes occur rapidly while some others slowly. The result of slow movement can be perceived only through observations along a long period of time. Look at the picture. You might be familiar with such activities. This picture indicates the role of human activities in bringing changes to the Earth's surface. Reclamation of agriculture fields. Points to be included are unscientific construction particles, practices, consequences, local examples. You have learned from the unit that the surface of the earth is subjected to continuous changes. The role of human beings in bringing about changes on the earth's surface is significant. Let us conserve our surroundings for future. Hills and mountains are sources of fresh water, protect them. Impact of man on environment is ever increasing with improvement in technology. Let us retain the harmony of nature that encompasses the soil, human trees, and all the future generation as well. So that's all about this chapter. If you're interested, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.